Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bowes. How are
Hey,
you?
Trish. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sweaty. I've been I took a
You're
little
sweaty?
break.
That's an unusual answer today. How you doing? I'm sweaty. I like it. That's funny.
I know. What's the truth? I feel like, we're among friends, right? Let's be real. Don't you hate it when you turn on some webinar or something where, people are so stuffy and they're scripted and it's so awkward. It's like, no, this is who we are. Yes, today I'm sweaty
Okay.
because I was out cleaning my gutters today before I
Ooh.
came in to do this. So I
Well,
worked this morning. That was my real work break.
I've seen a number of TV commercials over this year or so, Trish. I won't name the brand as they're not sponsored yet. But they really try to convince you that cleaning your own gutters is super dangerous and you shouldn't do it. Like climbing up on ladders and
I would
falling
agree.
and cracking open your head.
I would
or something.
agree.
So be careful out there.
And you know what? It takes a long time. So this is something I don't do very often, but it needed it. And yeah, it's dangerous. You're, 15 feet at least up on a ladder, right? I'm up there. I've got the hose. I'm trying to scoop out leaves. And it wasn't even that bad, honestly. But it's going to be days to do it. But anyway, no. And I came in and I thought, you know what? I get HelloFresh, and I know you've probably had those in the past. And they've started a thing where occasionally they'll send you something extra in there. I don't know if you've ever had that happen.
No, I've not been so fortunate.
So they sent this San Pellegrino delicious cocoa and coffee flavored.
Dig it. Like a seltzer
mineral
kind of
water.
thing?
It is disgusting. It's
Whoa,
I come in. I know, and I love it. They're not a sponsor either. But anyway,
I doubt we'll get them now.
Right? I need to give them some feedback, right? Feedback sometimes hurts. This is the truth. It does. So every other flavor I've ever had is excellent. This cocoa is weird with coffee. I don't know. So it's not refreshing. So I'm sweaty, tired. Yeah.
I'm a fan of the San Pellegrino, like orange soda and the blood orange one and the lemon one. I don't have one with me today. I'm on the normal Diet Coke, but this remains tasty. So good for you.
Hey, I have to show you. Can I show you my T-shirt? I know sometimes you show yours. I got this cute T-shirt.
That's
Summer
cool.
T-Ball Road Trip by Job Fight. I did a webinar yesterday with them. It was actually a fun webinar, and I want to show where people can go because it's available on replay. But they are doing so much fun content. Again, not stuffy content, but stuff you can really use from their Job Seeker Nation survey. And so please go check that out. It was me and Tony Sudza, who is from Dent Wizard. He's actually here in St. Louis. Did you know they had a big...
Yeah, I'm not sure what that company is, to be honest with you. I'm not familiar. Is that
They fix dents in your car.
Okay.
Yeah, car dents, So nice. Yeah, it's really good. He had a lot of good information about hiring, how to hire people in this economy with the situation we're all under. And I wanted to ask you, because we just mentioned on our last episode the latest jobs report, right? And I saw the story today, in fact, and it was all about sign-on bonuses becoming just commonplace, right? So Disney World, Amazon, lots of restaurants are having to use, $500, $1,000 sign-on bonuses. And they said that wages rose 2.3% in June specifically for restaurants, hotels, hospitality type, companies. And so, I just wondered if I know you stay up more on that even than I do. Are you hearing about anything else about sign-on bonuses or what you need to be doing if you're specifically hiring?
Yeah, I definitely have seen there's more of a prevalence of sign-on bonuses for traditional jobs that wouldn't have ever had them before, like restaurant servers or host people or people who are working in, kind of entry-level retail even. And you're also seeing kind of retention bonuses has been another tool I've seen quite a bit lately. So they might offer a sign-on bonus to start, and then maybe another 50% of that sign-on bonus, say if you're still employed after 90 days or 120 days or something like that. So I've seen some reports of retention bonuses coming in as well. Look, we've talked about this for a while, and it's no secret to anybody who probably is watching this as an HR talent person, right? How difficult the job market's become. I'm glad you mentioned it because my favorite labor report, job openings and labor turnover survey, the JOLTS report for May 2021 just came out this morning.
Oh, good.
openings ticked up to just a tiny bit more than last month, but a little bit more, 9.21 million. So even that small increase was just a couple 100,000. It's still a new all-time high. So job openings in the USA remain at an all-time high level since the government's been tracking such things. And the quits ratio went down a little bit, but it's still near its all-time high as well. And the last number I'll share real quick on this is layoffs. The percentage of layoffs as a percent of the labor force, Trish, was 0.9%, less than 1%. That's an all-time low in the history of the JOLTS report. So companies are looking for people. There's an all-time high in jobs right now, openings, and an all-time record low in discharges, involuntary discharges, in May. So it all speaks to a really tightening labor market, but I'm optimistic about it because I think that's good news for employees or people seeking jobs, and I like that. So that's the JOLTS update for today.
That's great. No, thank you. That I love that we don't plan it, but like that ties right into what I was reading. So I knew you would have some more current data. Hey, you know what? Let's get off the work stuff though. I have a question for you, a serious question. Are you safe?
From
do you feel
what?
safe right now? I'm worried because there is Tropical Storm Elsa coming your way.
Oh.
Like, what is going on? It just hit. It hit our friends in Florida, and just 100 miles ish south of Tampa. So an area you've gone to a lot. I go there a lot. We've done a lot of work down there.
Yeah, it's I am safe. Thank you for asking. We're expecting some rain here. I'm in the Charlotte area, so we're going to be. Looks like.
Are you inland too far, or is it?
Yeah, I think the storm's going to pass to our east largely, and they think the worst part for the rain will be to the east of the center of the storm. So like the beach areas in South Carolina and North Carolina, the coastline's expecting to be hit pretty harder. I expect we'll see some rain over the next couple of days, which actually might probably be good for this area. It doesn't seem like it rains here all that much, and it's been super hot, which I'm not complaining about. But it's getting to be that season. I have a vacation next month at one of the North Carolina beaches. So like, I'm sort of glad I'm not there this week because I bet a couple of days of this week's vacationers, or this weekend maybe, vacationers are going to be washed out pretty solidly, which would really stink if you book a week somewhere and you get a tropical storm. Trish, I have a question for you.
Okay. You
were in Hawaii a few weeks ago. You mentioned that on this show.
I was, yes.
Was it busy and crowded, full of tourists, or how was it?
It's hard to compare because I hadn't been there before. So I don't know what normal is. But I would say it was absolutely a healthy, bustling kind of place. I mean, I was on Oahu in a place called the Hilton Hawaiian Village, which is multiple tall towers, of rooms. And it was really, really packed. So
the reason I bring that up is I saw on the news a couple of days ago that the mayor of Maui, Trish, I don't know if you managed to visit Maui at all. I'm not really familiar where Maui is compared to other places there, but it's in Hawaii. I know that much. Right. The mayor of Maui, Michael Victorino, has asked airline executives to reduce passenger capacity to people coming into the island because the people there and the businesses are just not prepared. We've talked so much about hiring challenges, in small businesses and restaurants and bars and retail and hotels. I guess that's still happening in Maui, and he's pleading with these airline executives to, hey, maybe dial it back a little bit for all these people who want to come vacation in Hawaii because we're not really ready. I thought that was really fascinating. I've really almost never heard of that before, like of a place asking the airlines to cut back on capacity. And it's not for COVID or anything like that. It's really just they're just not able to handle this huge influx of tourists. Crazy. Because everybody wants to go on vacation.
I'm actually not surprised. I haven't heard of it, and I certainly didn't hear of that. So that's an interesting point. I was just in Boston for 3 or 4 days with our friends Chris Havrilla and Madeline Lorano, and there, what I noticed was sort of a similar thing. There were so many people traveling to Boston. I mean, the airport was packed. Everybody was, 4th of July weekend. There's lots of historical things to do. But I felt like you're saying about Hawaii, like the restaurants were trying their best, and God love them, but they were not staffed appropriately in some of these places. And it's a shame, right? So it's like you almost want them to have the COVID restricted amounts allowed in a restaurant just because they don't have the staff to, and we would try and make dinner reservations, and some nights we weren't eating dinner till like 9 o'clock at night just because you could not get in.
Yeah,
They just don't have staff. So
it's a tough challenge. In fact, so we have HR Tech coming up in a few months out in Vegas. And normally I don't worry about my flights. I don't worry about the hotel. I don't worry about dinner reservations. I never care about it because it's never been an issue.
Right.
I try to make some dinner reservations for, this is like almost 3 months away, a little less than 3 months away.
Is it difficult?
Maybe I'm looking at the places that are popular to get into, but there were a couple of them I couldn't get into to like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night for a dinner reservation. This is like 2.5 months away. So I guess that's just a shot for anybody coming out to HR Tech this fall. Maybe think about booking your dinner plans like sooner rather than later, depending on where you want to go, because you may have some trouble booking.
I think, you know what, and that's a good point about the hotels as well. You're right. I never book my hotel for HR Tech until like the last minute. And I did it. I went ahead and booked because I thought I'm so nervous about, just not having it available.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. You know what, though? I think it's a good sign that people are anxious. They're feeling more comfortable in traveling with the vaccinations and all of that. It feels more normal, but yet, yeah, it's really a challenge.
Yeah, they're calling it revenge travel, right? For most people who took a year and didn't travel or didn't travel much, if at all. Getting back out there has been liberating, I guess, in some ways, and it's good. But yeah, you're right. It's the recovery so uneven of these businesses being able to sort of recover. And plus, I guess the last thing I'll say is like places like Hawaii and Vegas, right? All the domestic destinations are being really slammed because you still pretty much can't travel internationally, at least not easily.
Oh, yeah.
Just about most of the popular places Americans might want to visit in the summer. Most of the European capitals, you can't go to Australia, say, for example, or whatever. Like there's a lot of places where it's just too difficult to go to right now, or you can't go at all. So let's go to Vegas. Let's go to the beach in Florida. Let's go out to Hawaii. So they're getting killed for getting slammed with people.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I will say I haven't checked in the last month because it was May that I went to Hawaii. The reason you asked if I had been to Maui, we stayed on one island because typically you can island hop, it seems like fairly easily. And because of the COVID restrictions that were definitely still in place in May, even though the CDC had, kind of opened things up, and the government, of course, was encouraging that, Hawaii had not yet opened up to make that very easy to travel between the islands. So I think that probably helps a little bit for them.
Yeah.
But the one thing I tell you, I know you get to Boston now and then. I have one more quick question for you about Boston before we close for today. And I know we're running long, but we had technical difficulty the other day, so we're going to run long today.
That was a rough one.
My question is this: have you ever ridden the ducks when you go to Boston?
I have ridden the duck boat thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Go into the water, come back up on the road. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good. If you've never done it and you're a first time tourist to Boston, I would recommend that. It's fun.
I wish you had told me that because I did this with Chris Haverhill on the last day. We should have totally done that on the first day. So if you're going to Boston, book the duck boat tour. It was like $51, maybe something like that. It's like about an hour and a half tour. You do go in the water. They take you by literally like every historic site in the city. And here's what happened. So the day before, Chris and I had walked all over the place and it was kind of raining, but we still wanted to see things. We went by the Boston Public Gardens and Boston Common and all the things you think you're supposed to do. But we saw lots of things where we didn't really know what it was. Or, oh, that looks interesting. I wonder what that is.
Right.
Had we done the duck boat tour before that, I think we would have had a lot more insight into what we were looking at. And they told us, I don't know if you've been to it. Have you been to the Boston Public Library?
I can't recall that. I don't think so.
So it was right across the street from our hotel. We did not go because I just thought it was the library. And apparently it has, because of the location, it's like a museum too. It's got like so many artifacts about the beginning of our country. So, and it's free. So go to the Boston Public Library if you go to Boston. That's what I've learned. Do the duck boats, find out where to go. And they also tell you other great free places to go and see really cool stuff. So
yeah, anyway. It's a good city for like a couple of days because it's not too big. Right. Boston's not a huge city, so you can kind of see all the kind of important stuff in a couple of days, pretty much.
It was wonderful. We did have one fun thing happen. We were in a hotel walking through, and there was a setup for the National Association of American Christmas Tree Growers. And they had like set up for like where they're going to have panels and things like that in their little expo hall. And so Chris and I did an impromptu, maybe I'll share the video with y'all sometime, but we did, she was pretending to be a Christmas tree grower and I was her interviewer, and it was hysterical.
Nice. So, that's a good bit. That's Saturday Night Live material right there.
Someone told us it looked like that. Yeah. It was like, it's really funny. Anyway, go to Boston. Go travel. Everyone should travel.
Not to Hawaii.
All right. You know? Yeah, exactly. Not to Hawaii, right? All right. Anyway, hey, thanks for everyone for hanging in there with us. Thanks for watching. As always, we have some really, really good shows up wherever you get your favorite podcast. Please go look at the HR Happy Hour. We've got shows from Steve and I. We have some from Madeline, from George Lorano. We have some from Sarah as well. So please go check those out. And we will be back here on, what's today? Is it Wednesday?
It is.
We'll be back here tomorrow for a shorter show. See you later.